say man no day, man day, Papa. Honorable Sam George, Minister for Communication and Digital Technology. Ebusuya or trendy. Number 3, Ewo X. Samsung DSTV Ghana, or more trendy number 1. Na seme nesi. Hey! 5G network in Ghana. And so trendy. Ebusuya tumebo. Nume baby in 7 mu. Masrawa. So we share video. We no be share wadwen amam your comment section. Or when subscribe here. Masrawa. So be subscribe to Trends GH on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Bibia Air Trends GH. Now, no government accountability series na Sam George, and then ne turn na okopiemu. Ewo presidency wa Sam George ebusia and the old briefy country no. Enuama all the so ewo na catch wa. Na ebusia ba kaya last month mu no 1st July. And then there's Sam George announcement on the betu Ghana for bebre na chem say oh Airtel Tigo, Telecel, any MTN data na de omoto enka no bi omoto no 400 cedis na ebusia. Omo ye changes ewo ho ampani ampa changes so eba ye Republic Day 1st July no Ghana for bebre na ye kiremu Sam George why he say adan a wo bandala wo nya so wo data na wo becha ne kwekwekwem 50% use no say abe eba asem yi 50% use sesiye ya me download the picture ba kwi ebi kura chem a ene na amafo mo download bonsam cartoon no ebi ana size no so ni nyina eka ho ene ebi a data no ekontam saa no nene na abusua ende Sam George o kirem se omo raise that concern nyina no answer or dem omo ende government accountability series no ase eni.
I would also segue here into the issue of that has become topical of data running faster and disappearing. Let me be clear. My fidelity and that of the ministry and the government of President Mahama is to the Ghanaian people. Our interest is the best interest of the Ghanaian people. However, these are technical issues that we would only be able to act on the basis of evidence and not sentiments. I have seen a number of complaints on social media, and I've set up a specialized task force at the NCA and at all the mobile network operators to deal with these complaints. Let me state on the record, every single one of the complaints that have been referred to the team have been investigated, and all of them have proven that it is user settings and user behaviors that have affected the use of their data, and that there has been no price tampering. Let me reiterate, I will not hesitate to deal decisively as minister with any telecom company that falters or alters the pricing that is approved by the NCA. But unless there is evidence of same, you cannot punish somebody just because people are making a claim that is not backed by the evidence. And I can show to the media today evidence, maybe in the Q&A, of some of these instances. In fact, the last one that was dealt with, that I got a report on this morning, the individual complained. I asked the NCA to reach out to him. For 48 hours, he did not respond. So I had to go back on X and retweet at him and say that we've been trying to reach out to you. When we did the investigation, it turned out that he actually handed his own device over to somebody. And when they did the record, they realized that the person used it to watch and stream videos. And that's how come the data he was expecting to keep. And I have evidence of this. I mean, and some of them, we've actually urged some of them to come out and do public sensitization. I'm sure you all saw the one by Mr. DKB when he complained about his data, and subsequently he realized that it was from his own user behavior. But like I said, we will continue to deal with every single one that comes our way.
Honorable Sam George na wache chere sembo hono ose eba data package and the reduction e so e wona kache a almost telcos ni bi omo de ahya so na enya de telcos no omo ye kokro de dwon omu wia Ghana for debi na mbom no se wo hwe na se wo data bundle na ebusua e run faster na no de wa check wo data settings no se na ebe ye ebusua en run intentem bebre na eno na ebusua wo baka ya last month mu ho no Sam George omiti eye multi choice omo run DSTV e wo Ghana ha no se wo hwe sane His Excellency John Dramani Mahama together with Atoforsen any Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Esiama send omo running economy na ebusua sidi no ebro dollar na atia ebedu 10.4 something no ebusua eyade a was say DSTV omo so no sane omo share $1 to sidi na omo de charge ye no se dollar na befo mu dia ene was omo so no omo hwe ne no de omo ye reduction na Sam George omo 21 days na 21 days no aso ne no na ebusua ye DSTV for omo chro letter e de come Sam George Sam George so or responding to DSTV for na Sam George chiremu a DSTV for letter omo chro bre no when it comes to price reduction e wo Ghana hana obeteki action bi against DSTV yetie no.
Now, MultiChoice Ghana. I made the announcement that I had directed MultiChoice to be present at the ministry for a meeting. At that meeting, we requested a 30% reduction in pricing for subscribers of MultiChoice Ghana's packages. The meeting addressed public concerns about affordability, value for money, and fairness in service delivery. I made clear the ministry's expectation that pricing structures had to be responsive to Ghana's current economic context. I made a formal request of 30% reduction in the package pricing and gave a deadline of July 21st for a formal response from MultiChoice. On the 21st of July this year, I received a 9-page letter from MultiChoice detailing why they were refusing to reduce their pricing. Their reasons included that the cedi had depreciated in the preceding 8 years by 240%, and they claimed that my request for a reduction on the basis of the appreciation of the cedi was unfounded because, in their words, the appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi over the last 6 months has been a fluke which could not be sustainable. As minister, my fidelity is to the Ghanaian people. I have had to act in the interest of the Ghanaian people. And I believe that the Ghanaian people have been fleeced and exploited for too long. I wrote back to the NCA on Monday and directed the NCA in that letter to suspend the broadcasting license of DSTV effective 7th of August 2025 if they fail to effect a reduction in their bundle prices. I cannot, as minister, serving the Ghanaian people, continue to watch what can best be described as plain stealing happening to the Ghanaian people. In my letter to them, I gave them scenarios from 7 markets that DSTV is operating in. The same content in the premium bouquet that is offered to Ghanaians for $83 equivalent is offered to Nigerians for $29 equivalent. How can anyone explain this price disparity to me? Enough of the mistreatment of the Ghanaian consumer. They either comply with the reduction, because in Nigeria, in the same time frame that they say the Ghanaian cedi has depreciated by 240%, the Nigerian naira has depreciated by 409%. If Nigerians are paying equivalent of $29, DSTV must charge same here in Ghana, or we will suspend their broadcasting license effective 7th of August 2025.
Hey, and yes, Sam George, a boy in a pike a click. Sam George, DSTV for watch and sign a bundle package now, or move running for Ghana now, or move to mentor so. Adanya, a CD appreciation to dollar no, a fluke. And as Sam George says, sir, CD now appreciated to dollar now, ye demand the say. Most of the money on so what chance say a fluke dear. Sam George, said DSTV or month package, or Madame Ghana for no so dear. And they are not by 7th August no, and ya dia DSTV Ghana, or more licenses or Mudi operating our Ghana Hano, every yejma. Nana Sam George and some way the 2 Ghana, air media general, come la Cruci, or Chem say. Honorable, and some way I would to today. A month from Mr. Macassa, oh, what share air Nigeria population, any other country's population, any price at DSTV, a charger or compared to Ghana population, and so any charger or Modia Sasso or Hana. And then Sam George James come la, come I to him. Now, DSTV for almost Ghana for, I didn't know Sam George Okasa. How can a Swatini price be lower than Ghana?
Kamala, it is not a threat. It's simply a policy direction. Whom am I to issue threats? I'm merely a policy maker. And so the policy position of the government is clear. I'm just going to run through a portion of my letter to DSTV. In that letter, I compared Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, and Ghana has a bigger population than Liberia, Angola, Botswana, that Ghana is bigger than as well, Eswatini, Clearly, Ghana is way bigger than Eswatini and South Africa. For the premium package, Ghana pays 82 equivalent. What I did was I took all the package prices and pegged them at the central banks of all of these countries, their rates to the dollar, so that we have a uniform pricing. For premium package, Ghanaians are asked to pay $82.40. Nigerians are paying $29. Liberia is paying $61. Angola is paying $33. Botswana, $61. Eswatini, $52. South Africa, $51. Clearly, Ghana is way so high. There is no justification. It's the same content, the same old movies that are being shown. So there is no justification for Ghana being almost 30% more expensive. If you go to Compact Plus, Ghanaians are paying $54.3. Nigerians are paying $19.6. Liberia is paying $36. Angola is paying $27. Botswana is paying $43. Eswatini, $35. South Africa, $34. Again, you see the clear disparity. You go to Compact. Ghanaians are paying $36.20 pesos. Nigerians are paying $12.40 pesos. Liberia, $23. Angola, $18. Botswana, $33. Eswatini, $27. South Africa, $25. You go to family. Ghanaians are paying $18.10. Nigerians are paying $4.80. Liberia is paying $13. Angola is paying $11. Botswana is paying $21. Eswatini is paying $19. And South Africa is paying $18 as well. Access, Ghanaians are paying $9.45. $9.45. Nigerians $2.70. Liberia is $8. Angola is $6. Botswana is $10. Eswatini is $9, and South Africa is $7.60 pesos. And let's just be clear, the same multi-choice in June last year did a $30 price reduction in Liberia. Liberia's prices were similar to Ghana. They slashed the premium price by $30, slashed all the lower bundles by $17. What is good for Liberians and Nigerians is good for Ghanaians. I am not threatening multi-choice, and I'm not hounding them out. We're simply protecting the Ghanaian people. I have made a request for 30%. What I consider a proactive step will not be you writing to me and tell me that the prudent management of the economy by the Mahama administration that has led to upgrades in our credit rating by Standards and Poor's, Fitch, you tell me that that is a fluke. And so in my letter to MultiChoice, I asked them since when they began rating economies. Because for them to tell me that the improvement, the over 30% appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi is unsustainable and cannot be projected against, I want to know what expertise they have in determining the future of the Ghanaian economy. We are simply acting as regulators. We will not give a license to a foreign entity to come and fleece Ghanaians. You want to work here in Ghana, you will work in the interest of the Ghanaian people. I gave them 21 days, they responded. I've given them another 7 days. By 7th of August, the NCA would suspend their broadcasting license if they don't come back to us with a reduction in price for the Ghanaian people. And I know that they are banking their hopes that the Ghanaian people will complain about the Premier League. No, there are several ways of killing a cat. Romeo, I'm not a cat hunter, please. don't let my in-laws come after me. You know my wife is a Voltarian. That's on the lighter side. Me and Komla have eaten cat meat before.
Now after Sam George explanation way, and a Komla Kluche or saying Misa say, Honorable, ye betu abanemu no 2024 no. One kasa o predecessor. Ursula Owusu, former Minister for Communication and Digitalization. Or Chemus or Mal launch 5G. Ewa Ghana ha. Na Sam George wo ba ye. Ekekako 8 months. Ye hu we 5G bia wo Ghana ha. Ne na Samuel George chem say hwoba ye. Won tie ma kwamna kulu choke kan wo ho. Esla. Why am 419? Ebusia yentie Sam George.
We were told I think as of last year or so that by the 1st of December, once you switch on your phone, you should be able to access 5G. What did you inherit and why are we where we are as of now?
Kamala from TV3 asked about NGIC. I think it was sometime in November 2024 that the previous administration launched with fanfare 5G. Let's just say that it was smoke screens and voicemail. There was actually no fact. I mean, even that day at that center where they launched the 5G, there was no 5G network, and there is no 5G anywhere. If there was 5G, I haven't directed the NCA or NGIC to turn off any 5G site. We would have seen it. But I think it's such smoke screens and gaslighting from the previous administration that made the Ghanaian people give such a decisive victory to President Mahama. And that's why for me as his Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, I'll be truthful and honest with the Ghanaian people. We have no 5G service in the country. NGIC has received all the necessary approvals. In fact, last 2 weeks, I gave the final connecting entity license approval for MNOs. They're asking for an additional license for ISPs, which I have declined. My argument is simple. You have a license. You've had it for almost 3 years. At the very least, I've given you the authority and the license to regulatory approval for you to connect to MNOs. Focus on that and roll out with MNOs. Why do you want me to add additional ISP licenses for you? No, deal with MNOs. Let's see that you've rolled out with MNOs. 6 months after you've rolled out with MNOs, we'll consider granting ISP licenses as well. But for now, like I have indicated, if by end of Q4, we do not see a full commercial rollout on telecom operators of the NGIC 5G network, we would take away the exclusivity clause and then review the entire license arrangement in the interest of the Ghanaian people.
About the 5G, Ursula Owusu honorable, imribe obechiremu say, Oma launch ewa Ghana hade busu, Sam George chiremu a small screen, a bibi or mode, but da Ghana for just say, or mu pevo teke, but ebusu any hope. Afiansa, or not Sam George, or she say, obe 200 more modern ma, egwa kwemu. Na ebano DSTV a 2 things. Either say sidina $1 no omobama Ghana fo anya ho fa so by reducing omo package price no and I say ebano omo license omo di adwuma e wo Ghana ha or no Sam George or the embra or the omo ba fambra kwan so obe suspend omo sa so e na Sam George giremu a ebano data prices na ade na an enya ade a telcos no omo wia Ghana fo eno ntino obia en check the way a offer so a o use ni data no o chiremu a settings ro no moma menu nko ho na no na boys no bo monchimonka highway no so chiremu say boys na so mi omo pre abonsam cartoon no mo hwe na dodo emba bese ni na asesi a monchimonka highway no so no bonsam cartoon pa wo ko no mo hwe a adan omo sie Sam George under Roma data na de aye boom so wadwe ma me wo comment section ho na share video we ma afoforo so nsenke bi mi di Kojo Black macro.